everyone. Welcome to Ecuadorian Music Across Time and Space with Ligia Verduga. My name is B. Farrow, and I'm a volunteer with the National Flute Association. The NFA was founded in 1972 as a common ground for flutists to exchange ideas and inspiration. In the years since, it has grown to become one of the world's largest flute organizations, with members from all 50 states and countries across the globe. We invite all of you to become NFA members, if you haven't already, and take advantage of our year-round benefits, including a subscription to the Flutist Quarterly, borrowing privileges from our sheet music library, discounted instrument insurance, and more. Visit nfaonline.org to learn more and join today. We'd also like to acknowledge that today's online event is made possible with support from our members, our donors, and the Illinois Arts Council Agency. Thank you, and I'll now hand it over to Ligia.
Thank you. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys see me? Okay, I'm just making sure. So I'm going to start my presentation. I have prepared a PowerPoint presentation that I'm going to share now. I just have to open it up and have it ready right here. All right. You guys able to see it?
Looks good.
Okay, thank you. Do you prefer this or this type of view? Is that one better for everybody?
I think that looks better.
Okay. So, yeah. So I'm an Ecuadorian flutist. I was born in Ecuador, in the city of Guayaquil, to be exact. Guayaquil is the largest city in Ecuador and is in the coast. So I thought I am going through my DMA right now as we speak at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. And I thought that this will be my research project. And actually I'm working on this as we speak. I've been, researching a lot about the first works for flute ever, like for academic repertoire. And so that's why when this opportunity came up about this, I thought it would be a great idea to share my background and the music of Ecuador. So yeah. So let me try to okay. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about the Ecuadorian music background. So if as we know, the colonizers, the Spaniards, people from Spain, especially, also from other countries in Europe, but mainly from Spain, came to the Americas. And so when they came in 1942, in 1492, so we got kind of like a mixture of cultures, and because they imposed religion on the indigenous people, so that became a really huge influence. And like Catholicism is really big in Ecuador, especially in the mountain area. So the 19th century marked the beginning of a new era, because that's when the independence from Europeans came about, and so they started to develop a nationalistic type of music style or model that incorporated elements of native culture, and this opened the door to creating new aesthetics and developing new music styles and techniques that go even beyond nationalism. So many composers from Ecuador have gone to study abroad. So a lot of them have gone to places like countries like in Europe and also here in the US. But some of those countries are Germany, Ukraine, France, Russia, Romania, among others. So in the late 19th and 20th and 21st centuries, composers continue to compose and what is known now as a neo-nationalistic style. And this new style combines elements of native folk music mixed with European influences.
Ligia,
Yes.
if you could speak just a little bit louder, it sounds like a few folks are having a hard time hearing.
Oh, okay. Okay, I can speak louder. Is that better? Is this better?
No, this is Cynthia Cosette. Hi, Ligia. I'm having trouble hearing you. I hear the volunteer very well from NFA, but I'm not hearing you. You're like far away. It's too soft.
Okay, let me try something. Hold on, give me a second. I'm gonna stop share for a second, and I'm going to switch my sound. Let me see if my sound is better if I switch it. Is that better now? Oh, okay. It's better.
Yeah, that sounded much louder.
Okay, so when I play, remind me to switch it back, because the sound I was using is the one when you play through Zoom, but looks like that one doesn't work very well for the voice. So I didn't know that. Okay, you learn things every day, huh?
Thank you.
Okay. Let me share again. You're welcome. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, now again to this. Okay, so we were right here. Did you hear the part that I talked about the influence of the European music and the Spaniards coming and the mix of elements and the native and the European and composers studying in Europe and places like Germany, Ukraine, Russia, Romania, France, and other places like that. And they have developed a new style in which they mix the elements of native folk music with European influences. So are we okay there?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you for letting me know. So mestizaje, this is a very important concept, and actually it's a little bit controversial. A lot of people don't even want to talk about it, even in Ecuador. I think it's because of the, the influence of the Europeans and the white culture. It's pretty heavy, even in countries in South America or in Latin America. So mestizo is, it's a word that in a general sense, it refers to the mixing of European and indigenous. But a lot of people only want to, made everybody aware that they are European, and they never mentioned that they are also indigenous. And Hispanics, we are an ethnicity, we're not a race, and we have like all races in us. We're a mixture of melting pot, like we say. And so mestizaje is reflected in the culture, in the and how people conduct and people make businesses and everything. So the ideology of mestizaje is a nation-building discourse which claims racial and cultural mixing of indigenous and Hispanic people as the essence of the nation. That was written for my friend Katie Wong. And so this is like a class label, and it's considered like a hybrid space. It's like a different identity. So people are not European, people are not indigenous, they're a mix of both, and sometimes through generations that mix is kind of depending on what else gets into the mix. Sometimes it's just like this percentage or that percentage. And this affects the like how people view each other, even like socioeconomic. And I think it has to do a little bit like with colorism, because some may look more indigenous, some may look more white, and that's who we are. So Ecuadorian music mirrors our cultural mix. Mestizaje is an extreme ideologized concept. Pardon my accent. Cultural mestizaje is not distinct from cultural change. So all these are ideas and concepts that I got from people as I've been doing my research. So, but this is very important to know, I think, to understand where the music, Ecuadorian music comes from. So the first academic flute work that has been recorded, or that we know of, is called Leyenda Incásica. It was composed by Sixto María Durán. So he composed it originally as 4 leyendas for flute or violin. So he put it like, or violin, just like Telemann said, these fantasies can be played in flute or violin, things like that. So he composed it with the option for flute or piano. And then he composed these other leyendas. And so this piece is very popular among Ecuadorian flutists and portrays some of the best qualities of the instrument. It contains lyrical free lines, virtuosic cadenza, playful dances. So the most important dance in this that you're gonna hear, at least in this piece, is called San Juanito. So the picture I have right there on the right, or for you, I think it's on the right as well. Those people are wearing these traditional costumes and traditional, dresses, and they perform a dance called San Juanito. That is very popular in the mountains of Ecuador. And I have here a video of it. I'm gonna show you just a little tiny bit of it, just for you to understand. Sorry. So were you able to see and listen to that? Okay. Did you guys were able to listen to and watch the video? Just making sure. Okay. All right, so the reason why I showed you this video was because this is a San Juanito, and that's the rhythm they play. So Leyenda Incásica has that type of rhythm in one section. At the beginning is lyric, and then later on it has this type of dance. This is just a rehearsal, and it's just made in in a school room, a good practice room. So it's not very hasn't been polished or but I wanted to play it for a little bit so you guys can have an idea of the piece.
Sorry, we cannot hear the music.
Yeah, I think there's something going on with the sound on the video.
If you make sure you share the sound through Zoom and then mute yourself, like I think it's trying to play through your own speakers back into. So when you go to share the sound, there's a share the video, there's a way to make sure you share your sound, and I'm not sure how that works with PowerPoint, but
I see.
you might need to restart the share of the PowerPoint and then click the box that's for sharing your sound.
I see. Okay.
I think it's at the bottom of the screen where you choose which application you're sharing. There's just a checkbox.
Oh, I think you're on mute now.
I mute myself so that you guys can hear it better, but it looks like it's not really coming through.
So if you go to share your screen again and share PowerPoint, and like when you go to check to select the PowerPoint, and you can see all of those different applications, yeah. But at the bottom, when you chose that, there's a box to choose to share your sound, like before you click on PowerPoint in the Zoom box, if that makes sense.
Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, so since you stopped your sharing, click on share screen within Zoom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if you click on the green up button, it'll pop up in a new box within Zoom. In the lower left-hand corner, you should see something that says share sound.
Yeah, it says share sound, and it says mono or stereo. That's all it says.
Yeah, make sure that the to the left of shared sound that is checked.
Okay. Okay. Hopefully this is better. I'm gonna. Were you able to hear now?
Very
Yes,
well, thank you.
Okay. I'm just gonna speak. That's the San Juanito part. Okay, for time's sake, I'm gonna continue now, but that's what I wanted to show you. Hopefully you were able to hear that the lyric section and then the San Juanito, which is the dance, as portrayed in this piece. Okay, so I'm gonna continue. Okay, okay, so this work that we just listened to was composed by Sixto María Durán, and so there are many composers that composed after him, and one of them is Jacinto Freire, and he was an Ecuadorian guitarist, composer, and arranger. I mean, he's still alive. I have a little bit of his bio right here. I thought it was like important to give honor to them, to mention some of it, but I'm not gonna read it all. But So I play this piece, I'm gonna play this piece in my recital. Yeah, this one actually was played in my recital. The one that I just showed you was the one that I'm going to play in March in my recital, my next DMA recital. Okay, so so a little bit about this suite is it was composed in 1982, premiered in 1983, includes a collection of popular Ecuadorian dance genres. So the first movement is called Mi Poncho. It's like my poncho, you know what a poncho is, right? So, and it's called a tonada. So it's more, this one is a little bit more lyric compared to the other two movements. It says, you know, here it says, it displays the colorful dresses by the Andean, the indigenous women while dancing at traditional celebrations. It's a little bit slow, as I was saying, lyric. And then the second movement, it's a slow version of the Yumbo dance. Yumbo dance is a different dance than the one I just showed you, but it's another dance from Ecuador. It has a little cadenza in the middle, and at the end, like the third movement of the suite is, there's also another San Juanito, which is the one that I just showed you through Leyenda Incásica. It's called El Condor. You know, condor is it's a national bird of Ecuador. It's a big bird. It's kind of like the eagle, but it's from South America, right? So it's really nice because it has these sounds of the condor catching its prey, no, and feasting in it. So next I'm gonna show you that. Hopefully, let me know if you can hear it. I'm gonna skip it a little bit. Sorry, for time's sake, I'm going to skip to the next movement. Okay, sorry. And a little bit of the third movement. Okay, continuing, there is this work, I mean, this composer and this work that is very important. I do not have a recording of it yet. I haven't done it yet, but so he is a very famous composer in Ecuador. His name is Gerardo Guevara, and he studied composition in France, in Paris, and he went to study musicology at La Sorbonne. So he studied both composition and musicology. And this work is called Diálogos, or dialogues in English. So his piece combines Ecuadorian nationalistic elements, particularly the yumbo and tonada dances, and contemporary techniques. And it's atonal, this is an atonal work in nature, and features various variations of metatonic scales throughout. So continuing, so this is my friend Blanca Layana. She's a composer, female composer. She's like the one female composer among a lot of other male composers. She's very notorious in Ecuador. She studied in Ukraine, and so in my last recital in last November, excuse me, I performed some of her works. So these works, she originally wrote them for like full orchestra or part of the children's opera. But she wrote a version for woodwind quintet. And so we performed those last time. And maybe I'll play just a little tiny bit of the beginning of this one. Stop it for now. Okay, so the same composer, oh, actually I skipped one. Yeah, this one is the Entre Sirenas y Tiburones, also for another children's opera. This one is called Among Mermaids and Sharks. That's the translation. It was premiered in 1996. Stop it. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. So I'm just trying to show you the different styles of composition that Ecuadorians have been developing so far until now. So this same composer is composing this new work called Los Castaños de Kiev, or the chestnut trees of Kiev, really a rough translation. So she studied in Ukraine, and because of the latest development going on in Ukraine, she decided to write this piece. And so, yeah, and it shows her Ecuadorian roots with a mix of European influence. Yeah, so the next one I wanted to talk about, I don't know if I'm going to have time to show you, but this is called Suite Incidental for Flute and Guitar by Juan Carlos Urrutia, and it was written in 1997. He decided to put these three pieces together and made it into a suite. The first movement is the ostinato, and the second movement is called Tema de Mariana, which is a romantic love theme. And the third movement is called Vals de Burla de los Ratones, or the Mice Near Waltz. And this is kind of funny because he told me that he wrote it in the program notes that he did it based on an experience of his mom trying to catch mice, and she would try to poison them, but the mice didn't drink the poison, or didn't eat from the poison, and so she was really upset trying to catch them. And it's a really nice piece, you know. So I think I'm just gonna play a little bit. That was the ostinato, the beginning. And a little bit of the third one. So next composer I'm going to talk about his name is Leonardo Cárdenas. He studied in Ecuador actually, but he studied with teachers that from Russia and other places, different conservatories and music schools in Ecuador. And so he has won some composition competitions, and he has a catalog that includes a lot of music, including works for choir, chamber ensembles, orchestras, and his works have been performed in North America, Latin America, and Europe. So then this is a piece that I played with my woodwind quintet as part of my recital, as part of my chamber music section in my last recital. And So the Suite Equatorial, that's how he called it, was written in 2020 as the office of COVID-19. And he got it selected. This piece was selected by Cayambi's Music Press, among many other Latin American composers. And so they decided to publish his work. And so it's composed of different rhythms, including albazo, which albazo, it's like, it means like the sunrise, and it has the suffix albazo at the end, which means like a big sunrise. That's what it means in Spanish. So this work contains also the rhythm of the Raimi. It's a Quichua ostinato dance from northern Ecuador, and it's used in the anti-Raimi celebrations. There's also the rhythm called andarele, which is a dance with rhythmic and sonority Afro-Esmeraldeña influences. Esmeraldeña means it's a place in, Esmeraldas is a place, it's a province of Ecuador. And so Esmeraldeña means a person that is from that place. So, and it has these contagious melodies. So, sorry, okay, I think I'm going to skip this one just because I wanted to have time to talk about this piece. Sorry, I should have put this. Punquido is a piece that was also written from the same composer, from Leonardo Cárdenas, and he composed this as a set of different pieces for like piccolo, alto flute, but I chose to play Punquido, which is a part of this suite called El Swing es todo, lo demás es cuento, which will translate to the swing is everything, the rest are tales. So as I said, it was from flute in C, for piccolo, flute C, alto flute, and bass flute. So I'm going to stop share for a minute so that you guys can. And now I have to do this. Please let me know if sound comes across. So I'm gonna play not the full piece, but a little bit of it. So, please let me know if you can hear. Does the sound of the flute coming across? Is it?
Sounds good to me. How about everyone else?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to skip to the end. At the end has this. Okay. Thank you. I'm going to continue with sharing again. Okay. Okay, so I hope you like that piece. It has, like I said, this one doesn't really, the one that I just played, this one from Kido doesn't have a lot of traditional elements. He says it's kind of Americanized. The composer says so. Even at the beginning, he has like an agringado full feeling on the score, which people that speak a little bit of Spanish probably understand what agringado means, and it has this jazzy flavor, right? So, okay, next
You
one.
may need to switch your microphone back to.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot about that. Excuse me. I have to... Okay. All right. So, is that better?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So, the next piece I'm going to be talking about, and the next composer is Luciano Carrera. He is he used to be my teacher, so he's a former flute professor from that when I was studying in Ecuador. He has a really impressive resume. He has performed in many places in Central, South America, North America, and even in Europe. He was honored and awarded during the 50th anniversary convention in Chicago in August of 2022. So he has this piece called Estudio para mí sí. He came up with this. He told me, I've been talking to a lot of to some of these composers, and so he told me that his inspiration to write this was his students being having struggles with the interval E to B, that would me and C would be, and so he created this piece in order to have him improve that. And it's really it's a really nice piece, and it has some elements of folk music, but also has a lot of virtuosic sections. So if I so I'm gonna skip it. Okay, so yeah, and the next piece that I want to talk about and show you a little bit is called El Señor de los Andes, by the same composer. This one was written and he told me through his experience of where he lives that he sees a lot of birds coming to visit him, and so he used these two rhythms, the Yarabi, which is more lyric, and the albazo again, that we already talked a little bit about albazo. So and I made this video, and I hope I can show you just a little bit because of time. So okay. So the last part the last piece that I'm gonna be talking about, and the last section I want to talk is my project called Vasija de Barro, or the translation will be Vase of Clay. So as an Ecuadorian flutist, and through my research, I noticed that there were not a lot of Ecuadorian music pieces with extended technique. The only one that I could find closer to that was Funkido, and only had a couple of things like a multiphonic at the end and the slap tone. So I decided that I wanted to do this, transform this piece. I have included here just a simple copy of the melody. So for reference, here are the lyrics in Spanish. And on the next one, so this one has the lyrics, the original lyrics in Spanish, and the next one is the English the translation to English. So yeah, this is what basically is saying. It says, I want to be buried like my ancestors were, in the dark and cool belly of an earthenware pot. When life loses itself behind a curtain of years, loves and disenchantments will live forever. So, and so on. So this is very important tune in Ecuadorian culture, and I wanted to make it, for the flute repertoire, because it speaks to anybody in anywhere, especially Ecuadorians that live in a different land, like me. So that's why I decided to do this one. Okay, before we do this, okay, this is just a sneak peek. Okay, that was just a sneak peek. I just wanted to mention to end that I'm using whistle tones, harmonics, tongue ram, tongue slap, voice, as part of the standard technique that I have included. And the piano is using, and in one section is using the plucking the strings technique. So, yeah, that. Oh, I'm also using multiphonics. It's just we didn't get to that part. It was almost at the end, and in the recording didn't work out so good. So I stopped it right before that. But it's a specific position, and it's supposed to come three. I could do it right now if that helps. Well, I'm gonna stop sharing right now, and thank you so much. And if you have any questions, please let me know.
Thank you, Ligia. Are the recordings you shared, like of your quintet and that kind of thing, are those on your YouTube or are they on the composers?
Oh, some of them are
Or
under the composer's name and some of them are on my, but I have them, yeah, they are right there in YouTube. They are public, so you can access them. And in the document that I sent to Millie, I don't know if she sent it to you, I included all those links.
oh, okay. Is there a handout we can access?
Yeah, I mean, do you
Okay.
have it? Did
I might have not been here if you put it in the chat.
Yeah, I didn't receive it over email, but they will take this recording and any handouts and put them on the NFA website. They'll be doing that this week. So I'll talk to Millie and make sure that the handout gets included with that, because I didn't see that come through over email.
Thank you so much. I'm especially interested in those quintets. Those were really cool.
Yes, yeah, I know. I love them. Yeah, oh, those you can buy them through Cayambi Music Press. Cayambi's.
Awesome. I buy stuff through them all the time. So good resource. Thank you.
Yeah. So maybe. Do you want me to maybe send them the document here? Because I could probably just browse my computer and send it right now. Yeah, I have it. Let's see.
Yeah, you should be able to upload it directly to the chat as a file.
It's right there. I'm just sending it now. And the links for the for all these performances, the YouTube ones, especially the ones that I show and some that I skipped due to time. Yeah, they are included right there in that document, so you can access them. So it's easier for you to look them up. Did you get it?
Yes.
Okay.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Any questions or? Sorry, I'm trying to find the multiphonic that I wanted to do at the end, but I just cut it before, so this was the time to.
All right, I think I noticed a few people are dropping off, so I think that is it.
Okay.
Great. Thank you very much, Ligia, and thank you everyone who attended today's online event. As I mentioned, a recording of this event will be published on the NFA YouTube channel this week. And if you'd like to see the schedule of their upcoming events, visit nfa.org, nfaonline.org/events. To learn about other news and events, be sure to follow us on social media at NFA Flute or visit our website at nfaonline.org. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It was an honor.